Jochen Hahn and Antonio Albacete. The two of them go flying through the right-hand side, then the left-hand side. Jochen Hahn around the outside, and Lucas Hahn, no father and son, come together on the exit of turn 1.
And the best thing about this is the fact that it's still a 15-minute sprint race. They've not extended the time of the race. It's still just like, it's going to be, 7 laps of Spa-Francorchamps?
Yeah. We get to the real nitty-gritty of motorsport. Crymsun and Smith are side by side for the title in the very final race of the season. As they go back up the hill towards the Schumacher. Nils Kor clips the back at 10. Simon Povey clips the side of Nils Kor. They go over the hill and Povey's around.
Oh my god, that's going to definitely do the thumbnail, isn't it? Hit me in the right direction.
Thank you so much.
23 cars.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Which way does he go? He goes to the right. Silas goes to the left. Across the line. It's going to be. Which one's it going to be in 6? Tim's going to get it to the line. He's not going to get it. Oh no, Pete Newman's around.
Pretty tight. Jake Blackwell round the outside. He's going to keep it there, and now he's going to be on the inside. Okay.
Simon Price sees a gap in the middle, decides that no, that would be mental. Big accident, Simon. Cam Dance wins. Silas Craig-Frolic wins. Jake Blackwell wins. Cranstone to take the win on his Jesper Eriksson. 2-time champion of the CDM Formula 1 World Championship is Cam Dance. And what a fantastic race. Amazing. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Chaz Draycott Media, and welcome to round number 8 in Season 3 of the CDM Formula 1 World Championship, sponsored by Bottle of Scotch Racing and Derbyshire Holiday Homes. We're here at the 8th round at the amazing Long Beach, and it's a circuit that used to be quite the staple on the Formula 1 calendar back in the day, but it becomes a staple of Formula 1 as of this season. And it's going to be our only street race of the season here. It's, as I described it to the drivers in the drivers' briefing, our Monaco Grand Prix, basically. And we're all super excited for this one, or at least I hope they are. Some of the drivers, I think, not too much of a fan of coming here. In the commentary box you have myself, Chaz Draycott, and the delightful Paul Jeffrey. Unfortunately at the moment though, Paul is having a slight technical. Just before we went live on air, his electricity went out. He has messaged me and he's working on getting back in, but as you all know, when the power goes out there's only a certain amount you can do, so hopefully Paul will be back in very, very soon. This is how the championship looks then. A bit of a tough turn after the previous round at Zolder. Martin Kenyon was involved in some contact after the flag, which was deemed intentional, so he was excluded from the results of Zolder and also given a one-race ban for this round. And there was an incident raised off the back of that involving Aaron Smith back at Mosport, where there was intentional contact after the flag as well. As a result, he was removed from that result back at Mosport in round 3 and has also been given a ban, which he will serve either here or at the next round, as he unfortunately is not available for tonight either. So obviously sticking with the fact it still needs to be a punishment, it's likely he will miss the next round at Summit Point. Aside from that, though, as you can all see, it's Jesper Eriksson, top of the pile. 84 points to his name at present, with 74 points to Sam Fitzpatrick. So 10-point gap between the two. This round and the next round are the only two that they can drop now as a drop score. They are not able to drop the last round of the championship, so they have to make sure that this and the next round count. Jake Cranstone is third after taking a race victory ahead of Taylor Adams and Aaron Smith. Lee Aberdeen is next up in 6th place with Zemstra, Christian Rose, Ben Chalcraft and Jack Reeve, who rounds out the top 10. Williams Mechachrome lead the teams championship at the moment, doing a wonderful, wonderful job there, and we're certainly looking forward to seeing just what they can do with holding on to that lead. But at the moment, with Christian Rose and, of course, with the wonderful Jesper Eriksson at the top, it has been phenomenal by that team. However, Jesper not able to make it here tonight, so key opportunity for Sam Fitzpatrick to take the lead in the Drivers' Championship if he has a clean run. If he gets a win, he gets 15 points for his troubles. And with Jesper not here and already using one of his drop rounds, it could very much favour Sam. Let's take you around Long Beach then, shall we? Danny Weir currently on your screens, the first car to go out in qualifying, and you'll see this is a very narrow and twisty circuit, even in these small little Formula Mazdas, Star Mazdas, Pro Mazdas, whatever you want to call them this week. That corner in particular is very difficult, but these cars are really twitchy around a lap round here, especially on the medium downforce setup. We're going to go hard onto the brakes now into the left-hander. You don't want to clip that inside wall. It is a nightmare. And then over the top of the crest here, it's quite bumpy. Again, these cars can get very easily upset. This is a horrible corner in these cars. You have to turn it in very gently, make sure you don't overdo it. And there's a slight curb on the inside that again can just upset the balance of the car. This main back straight is going to be one of the key slipstreaming opportunities, and hard onto the brakes into the final sector. Big curb on the right there as well, and a nice crest to deal with. Then you've got the double left-hander where we will see people send it down the inside into this hairpin. Very, very tricky part of the circuit to get correct. And then you go on to the start-finish straight. Here is Rob Lundgren, who we now ride on board with in the Tyrrell. He and Danny Weir, currently the bottom two drivers in the championship, but still here to enjoy themselves. You just need to make sure you get a good run out of that final corner, basically. Rob saying that he's having a bit of issue with his elbow and his shoulder at the moment, so he's not sure if he'll make the full race distance, but he's still giving it a go. The fountain, absolutely pivotal to lap time around here. You have to be so close to it and so careful. As you can see, Danny just taking it easy. There'll be a lot of invalidated lap times in this session where people clip walls and make mistakes, so as long as you get a time on the board, you should be absolutely fine. Danny doesn't improve on his outlap in his second sector, and there you can see the car trying to get away from him once and twice, manages to keep it facing the right way, but dearie me, very, very tricky little beast to master is this Prost, or Formula Mazda obviously. Here is Rob Lundgren. Also, you can see just teasing the car around a lap. It really is dancing on a knife edge everywhere. They are still on the medium downforce setup here, so they have to be mighty careful. It doesn't like slow speed stuff, does this car? Into the hairpin, Danny Weir locking it up slightly. Nice and tidy on the exit, Danny. Making his run to the lines. Put the first time on the board here at Long Beach in round number 8 of the CDM Formula 1 World Championship. Danny Weir goes across the line, and his lap time is a 1:24.1. As you can see, a very, very short lap time around here. 48 degrees Celsius track temperature being reported by Ian Stitchbury. Rob Lundgren goes faster by 2.3 seconds. That mistake really costing Danny, and he now drops into second position. Simon Price, the next up in the Minardi. It's going to be 4 different manufacturers, the first 4 cars in this session. Simon flying across the line then. Got a top speed of these things now, up to nearly 140 miles an hour as they head down towards turn 1 in the slipstream. They will be surpassing that quite a lot. You have to be careful with how far over to the right you go there, because you can very easily go over that blue line and you can get in trouble for that. Look at how difficult it is to straighten the car up into the fountain. Over the curbs. Nice and smooth, nice and tidy. And again, look, you have to be so hesitant on the throttle over there. Make sure you don't overdo it completely. It's very bright and shiny here, though, at the moment. You can see the Minardi is almost completely bright white, despite actually being silver. The other car in this pairing at the moment is John Tusting. Simon Price has done a purple Sector 2. What is John Tusting on at the moment? Just personal bests for John right now. Taking it easy. You can hear the other cars heading out onto the circuit. A big shout out, by the way, to Francois Brandet, who has taken on the duties tonight of choreographing this qualifying session. Martin Kenyon not racing as a result of his ban, and Matt Hoyland not here either. Out of the final corner goes Simon Price, hard on the power. Now, some were calling this his teammate Connor Hatfield's home race, but Connor lives over a day's drive away on the complete other end of America. Look at that by Simon Price, 2.6 seconds clear of the cars behind. Great stuff by Simon. Quite the spread already in the field. You can see some of the guys not quite confident in these opening laps. Purple final sector for John Tusting, just a tenth of a second off. And he goes second fastest here at Long Beach in round number 8. But Simon Price with the time to beat then. What about his teammate Connor Hatfield? Connor heads around the final corner now. Stamps on the power. Gets up to speed down this long start-finish straight. Listen to the thing screaming up to 140 miles an hour. Hard on the brakes, down through the gears, tries to carry as much speed as possible. He wants to try and fill in that gap between the tyre wall and the actual concrete. Connor looking tidy at the moment. Ooh, sounds like he kissed the wall a little bit there. You can hear that little squeak and scrape. Don't know if he's got away with that or not. We'll have to wait and see. The other car that's on a lap is Francois Brandet. Francois just enjoying being here. He's not had a particularly enlightening season, but he's grabbed a few points so far and he's been really appreciative of them. Pushing on to try and do his best for a better lap time than those ahead of him. Connor Hatfield doing personal bests. No purple sectors so far from him. No purple sectors from Francois either. Is Simon Price going to remain on pole position? A little bit of nose damage actually on Connor Hatfield's car by the look of it. Not quite sure what caused that, whether that was from when he kissed the wall earlier. Oh, the car has a little four-wheel slide through the hairpin. I wonder whether that's going to upset the run all the way down the start-finish straight. He remains in a straight line rather than curving the car. He goes third fastest. Third fastest for Connor Hatfield. John Tusting's arrows splitting the two. Ooh, Francois a little bit deep into the hairpin. He's run over to the right-hand side of the circuit quite quickly here as he heads towards the line. What can he make of this session? Fourth fastest for Brandet. But the top four, despite the big split earlier on, Francois just 0.2 of a second off. Actually, not even 0.2 off, sorry. Less than half a second off the top spot. Stuart Clark has gone out on the circuit, but nobody else has seemingly gone out yet. Not quite sure who it was that was supposed to follow on from Stuart Clark. But we have Alex Fretwell and Ian Stitchbury ready to go next up. I think this is where there was a gap in things. So after Stuart Clark, yeah, it should have been Matt Hoyland, and then, yeah, Alex Fretwell should have gone out now. So Fretwell should have already been out on circuit, but now he's only just leaving, so he's thrown the session a little bit off kilter there. It happens, though. But Alex a little bit late heading on to the circuit. So it's his teammate Stuart in the Stuart. He's on a purple sector 1 so far, has Stuart. Heading now into the long right-hander onto the back straight. You can see just how much they can cut that curb there. As long as you don't hit the wall, basically, you're all right. Track limits aren't much of a talking point around here. Heading down this back straight now into the final sector. Hard onto the brakes before the little crossing, before the double lines. We're going to see a number of people losing it around here tonight. It's going to be very slippy and slidey. Down through the gears to get that additional rotation. And look, the car just doesn't want to turn in through there. Stuart, very tidy through that hairpin, it has to be said. Lovely run. Now he goes for the line. And for Stuart Clark, it is fastest by 0.4 of a second. Lovely, lovely stuff. Very lovely indeed. Seems like we have a number of cars out on the circuit that may not or should not be out on the circuit. It's gone a little bit out of kilter here, but we'll get cars across as soon as we can. Into the first corner goes Alex Fretwell then. We wait and see what the result is going to be. Ooh, little kiss of the wall there by the sound of it. Just a little kiss of the wall. Ian Stitchbury is the other driver on a lap then with Alex Fretwell in the Benetton, the first of the Benettons that we are going to see tonight. You can see Ian really attacking this circuit. You can see a difference in the demeanour of the drivers, can't you? Jack Reeve has started a lap as well just behind this. He's another one that's just started a fast lap. Ben Chalcraft is about to start his. So a few of them a little bit out of sync at the moment. But Ian Stitchbury's done 2 purple sectors here. Alex Fretwell has not done such yet. Alex has been a great addition to this Stewart team though. After being a reserve driver, he made his debut for Benetton at Mosport to replace Ian Stitchbury for that round actually. And then got the full-time drive at Stewart. Cross the line he goes. And Alex Fretwell goes fastest. No purple sectors from him, but he went fastest. He might have set a purple sector earlier in the lap, actually, and then Ian Stitchbury has gotten rid of that. Jack Reeve has done a purple sector too. Will the Benetton go quickest then? The times are tumbling. Ian Stitchbury crosses the line. No personal best in that final sector, but by 40 thousandths of a second, he's done it. He's gone quickest. What about Jack Reeve now? Can Jack get the job done? No, and he pulls into the pit lane. And he's decided that that is that for him. Oh, dearie me. Here comes Ben Chalcraft. Let's see what he can do. And Chalcraft goes fastest. Quarter of a second clear for Ben Chalcraft. Fantastic stuff from him. Lee Aberdeen, he's the next one out on circuit. Kevin Zemstra is around the track as well in the Ferrari. Just writing a quick message in the Discord. Just trying to, we're trying to get Paul back in, but like I've said, with his electricity going, there's not really a massive amount you can do about that, really. So Kevin Zemstra. Oh. Now, a few people, I'm sure, would not be a fan of that. But it's an interesting tactic. I don't think it really gained Kevin that much. Let's see how quickly he gets to 140 here, because it tends to be the sort of top-end speed of these cars. We saw a little bit of an increase. He only got to 141, though. He's gone, hot into the first corner, and I think he might have damaged the car doing that. His teammate isn't here tonight, but that could have already hurt Ferrari. Kevin had a much better race at Zolder from memory. Oh, really cuts the curb there. Oh, heck. Behind him on the circuit is Lee Aberdeen. Lee is pushing. He's done a purple sector 1 in the McLaren. It's great to see. Sorry, Mr. Fretwell, if that's the case. I did wonder why Philip Miles hadn't gone out on circuit yet. Lee Aberdeen, though, 2 purple sectors in the McLaren. He's looking very, very feisty at the moment. Kevin Zemstra using all of the road and more in this Ferrari, but is the lap going to count? He's sideways through there. Ah, Philip Miles has messaged me saying that he lost a wheel on his outlap, which is why he's not completed his lap. So, yeah, that's fair enough. And Kevin Zemstra's lap does not count. After that kiss in the wall earlier, he's going to be starting from the back of the grid here. What is Lee Aberdeen going to do? Lee Aberdeen surely goes fastest by 0.8 of a second. That is an absolute barnstormer of a lap time by the McLaren driver. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. What about his teammate now then? Taylor Adams. Taylor now trying to put the fight to other drivers in the Sim Racing Magazine GT4 Challenge. And he's here tonight with Boremula 1 as well, doing his best for McLaren Mercedes. And again, he really pushing it through turn 1 into the fountain again. Really going for it, kicks the back end out. This is a real push lap from Taylor. Trying to keep it tidy, but throwing everything at it at the same time. Bit of a correction, bit of 2 corrections, then 3 corrections as it goes over the crest of the hill into turn, well, what feels like turn 9 by that point. You've done so many inputs and so many adjustments. Lovely stuff this by Taylor Adams. It's a great lap to ride on board with. Fantastic pace here. Jake Cranstone is the one that's on a mission though in the Jordan. He's done 2 purple sectors in the first 2. Jake really on a run right now, but we go back to Taylor Adams. Ian Stitchbury saying that it's a Scandi flick into the last corner. I saw it, son. We saw it from this view, I'm pretty sure. You've got to throw it one way, then the other, very aggressively around there. Taylor Adams to the line. Don't think it's going to be enough for pole position. It's still second place, though, which means it's a McLaren 1-2 at present. Lee Aberdeen from Taylor Adams. We've been waiting to see the McLarens take some real control, considering their pre-season pace. Jake Cranstone across the line. Goes fastest. Jake Cranstone to the top in the Jordan. God, it's a shame that Paul Jeffrey's not here at the moment. He'd be absolutely loving this. Not just the fact that Jake obviously won back at Zolder, but the fact that he's in a Jordan with a Damon Hill helmet on. Sam Fitzpatrick then second in the championship, 10 points behind Lee Aberdeen. Sorry, not behind Lee Aberdeen, sorry, behind Jesper Eriksson. If he finishes in 3rd position tonight or better, he will be tied with him with 2 rounds left of the championship. And that looked like a big old cut through there, didn't it? We continue on board with Sam. He's racing from the Apex Racing Team Centre in Corby, I believe, the Sim Centre, as he has been all season. Sam, an avid worker for Apex, works on their late Apex podcast. Still believe he does a lot of commentary there. Haven't seen him on a broadcast in a while. Every time I seem to tune in, it's somebody else. But yeah, he's a hard worker. Is Sam, lovely lad as well. Very funny, very dry. Great addition to any sim racing community, and a fast driver to go with it as well. He's the last car in qualifying here, as Jesper Eriksson isn't here, and he's really pushing the limits of the circuit there. Let's see what he does as he heads towards the line. There's no purple sectors so far, except for that last one. And it's not enough. 0.4 of a second. So it's Jake Cranstone in the Jordan that takes pole position, with Lee Aberdeen alongside him on the front row in the McLaren. Then it is Benetton and McLaren. Ben Chalcraft in the Sauber with Ian Stitchbury and Benetton as well. Fretwell and Clark. We've only had 14 drivers get finish times on the board. Jack Reeve, Philip Miles, Christian Rose and Kevin Zemstra will not get times on. But of the 18 cars that we have tonight, 14 of them qualify. 2 Stewarts starting together on the 4th row. Simon Price in the top 10. John Tusting next up. It's going to be a very, very interesting grid when we get into it. But Sam Fitzpatrick starting 3rd on the grid. That's the only place he needs to finish in, really, if he wants to take a championship fight to Jesper Eriksson. And we see him complete his in-lap now. Simon Price is saying, "Oh no," in the Discord, as he is right in the middle of the field. But there's a distinct lack of red cars near the front of the order. Christian Rose and Kevin Zemstra, the only Williams and Ferrari here tonight. And they are starting right at the back of the grid. You've got the yellow Jordan starting on pole position. Jake Cranstone's teammate not here tonight either. But it is a very yellow, silver and blue top end of the order. Ben Chalcraft starting really well, actually, in 5th position. Good qualifying from him. He's ahead of Ian Stitchbury. Alex Fretwell and Stuart Clark as well together. John Tusting inside the top 10. Very, very good stuff here at Long Beach. Beautiful conditions, as you can expect. 47 degrees track temperature. iRacing seems to have fixed the hectopascals thing now as well, so it's not the same pressure as the sun. And it's actually 1013 HPA, which is, in aviation terms anyway, considered standard pressure. So, not too high pressure at all. Okay, so we have drivers making their way out of the pit lane now. Just going to take a quick break here on Chaz Draycott Media. Will only just be a few minutes. We've got warm-up just taking us to the race now. We'll see what the situation is, but enjoy some of these shots now from this little warm-up session, everybody. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes. Hello again, everybody. Chaz Draycott and hopefully soon Paul Jeffrey here for the CDM Boremula 1 World Championship, sponsored by Derbyshire Holiday Homes and Bottle of Scotch Racing, here from Long Beach for round number 8 of this 10-round championship, the first of 2 races in a row here in the United States of America. We remain here for the rest of the evening, of course, but we go to Summit Point in a week's time, and we are very excited to head there in rather gloomy conditions. It's a circuit that doesn't often get a massive amount of use as it's a very small track, but these Boremula 1 cars will certainly go well around there, and I look forward to seeing what the drivers and what the teams can do there. We have a slightly diminished field tonight. Jake Cranstone, who's just taken pole position, doesn't have his teammate Matt Hoyland here tonight. Ben Chalcraft's teammate Martin Kenyon is serving a 1-race ban. Kevin Zemstra's teammate Aaron Smith is unable to make it, and he will also serve a ban at the next round of the championship as well. And Christian Rose's teammate Jesper Eriksson, the championship leader, is not able to make it here this evening. But it's going to be an exciting night all the same. Kevin Zemstra didn't get a valid qualifying time on the board, so he's going to try and make his way through the order in the Ferrari, try to keep it clean. If Sam Fitzpatrick can finish in 3rd position or higher, he will, well, if he finishes 3rd, he will tie Jesper Eriksson in the championship with 2 races left to go, with just 15 points on offer for each race, 10 points for 3rd position. But if he finishes in 2nd, he will take the lead of the championship for Benetton. We're looking forward to seeing what we can do tonight. Adam Watson saying he's... Adam's just had a qualifying ban of his own in another series. So, sorry Adam, a bit of PTSD there triggered. Philip Miles, by the way, just in case you didn't hear earlier, he messaged me during the qualifying session, and he said that he lost a wheel on his outlap, so he didn't complete a valid qualifying time. So Philip will be starting from further down the order. Hello. I'm sure you've heard, as many of us have heard, there's a lot of cars clipping walls and all sorts around here in this session. There's a lot of walls that get very, very close. But it's going to be exciting all the same. We've got about a minute and a half left of warm-up. I'm excited to see the survival instincts of these drivers around here tonight. Because following in a train, oh dearie me, following in a train is going to be difficult. Great avoidance there by Ben Chalcraft. Hats off to him. Hats off indeed. That was mighty scary, to say the least. Wow. Let's just see that from Ben's perspective as he chases down Philip Miles. Philip lost the back end, piled it into the tyres, and how many times would you see in something like IndyCar? Many cars going there. Oh. Clipped the wall on the inside very hard indeed, didn't he? Easily done. The thing is, we've got a lot of laps around here tonight as well, and all you need to do is do that once, and your race goes down the pan. I feel there may be 1 or 2 drivers tonight who make a mistake early on, get a fast repair, and then, of course, come back through the order and somehow score points. Christian Rose, bless him, messaging me saying his little one isn't quite going down as easy this evening, so he's made it back in by the slimmest of margins into the session. He's all good and all sorted. He said, watch me fence it in turn 1 after all of this. That's Christian's words. So the session is just about to finish now. I'm excited to see what the 2 McLarens can do from high up the order. The McLarens at the moment trying to stake their claim in the Teams Championship. They're 3rd with just 11 points less than Benetton. And then Williams Mechachrome, I mean, they lead the way by a good few more points than that. They're 18 points clear right now, are Williams Mechachrome. So we'll see what happens. And it's certainly going to be exciting, to say the least. Let's have a look at our grid then for round number 8 of the CDM Boremula 1 World Championship. It's Jake Cranstone on pole position in the Jordan with Lee Aberdeen in the McLaren alongside him. Then it's Sam Fitzpatrick hoping to take the championship lead tonight alongside Taylor Adams. Then it's Ben Chalcraft and Yain Stitchbury. making a very colourful row 3. Alex Fretwell and Stuart Clark make it an all-Stuart row 4, with Simon Price inside the top 10. John Tusting also there in the Arrows, joining him in said top 10. Connor Hatfield, jokingly, we've all been saying it's his home race, despite living a day's drive away in the United States. Francois Brandet joins him on row 6. Then we have Rob Lundgren, 13th, ahead of Danny Weir, the last car to set a time. Kevin Zemstra, Christian Rose, Jack Reeve and Philip Miles, all yet to go. So here we go then, everybody. Round number 8 of the CDM Boremula 1 World Championship from Long Beach gets underway, and it's a bit of a messy start further back by the look of it. A few drivers having to take avoiding action of one another, but a fantastic getaway by Jake Cranstone. And he leads the whole field down towards turn 1 for the first time. Everybody hoping to take it easy, I'm sure. Alex Fretwell looking down the inside of Ben Chalcraft into there. Looked like one of the McLarens was trying to recover potentially from further down, or was I confusing that? Yes, it's one of the Minardis. Simon Price making contact with John Tusting. They're 3 wide on the exit. Zemstra gets out of it. Lundgren, I think, has had a drama. Side by side there, Simon Price now. Jack Reeve going down his inside. Jack was one of the only cars not to qualify, and he's gained 6 places already. Great start from him. 3 places, sorry, 3, that's how you say it in English, Chaz. 3 places gained by Francois Brandet immediately. Sam Fitzpatrick and Taylor Adams side by side for 3rd position. Taylor on the inside of the McLaren, getting ahead of Sam on this opening lap so far, but it's Jake Cranstone leading the way considerably ahead of Lee Aberdeen. And then this battle behind Taylor Adams with Sam Fitzpatrick, Ian Stitchbury, Ben Chalcraft and Alex Fretwell going at it for 6th place at the end of this first lap here. You can see them all just taking it easy, just being careful, making sure not to overdo it in this first circulation. Christian Rose has gained a few places there. The 2 Minardis go side by side. He's got to be careful not to get his nose chopped off there. They now head back down the start-finish straight. He's going to tuck into the slipstream of these 2 Minardis. Watch this now. This is going to be true IndyCar style stuff. But look, the slipstream from one Minardi to the other is helping both of them out, really. Christian getting up over 140 miles an hour now. These cars gain nearly 10 miles an hour in the slipstream. It's ridiculous how fast they are in the draft. And no, Simon Price has gone straight on at turn 1. Simon just goes too deep into the first corner. And now he's got all that work to do again. He had a really good qualifying inside the top 10. And he's gone straight on down there at turn 1. There's a lot of drivers sort of running line astern with their teammate. Lee Aberdeen and Taylor Adams, 2nd and 3rd. The 2 Benettons are currently 4th and 5th. The 2 Stewarts are 7th and 8th. We've got the Arrows 10th and 11th. We've then got, oh no, we've got Connor Hatfield around. I was just about to say we've got the Minardis running together, but Taylor Adams has stuffed it. Taylor Adams has put the McLaren in the wall. Now, is he going to wait for the field to go by and then get going? No, he's jumped to the pits. Taylor Adams making the mistake that nobody wants to make. And from 3rd position, I mean, I had to curse it, didn't I? From 3rd position, Taylor Adams out of this race. Oh, he's clipped the inside wall, just how Philip Miles did earlier. Completely broken the front left, and hats off to him. He keeps the car turning left towards the wall, keeps it out of the way of everybody else. Really good stuff. Now we've got a battle on for the lead, though. Sorry, that was a real Top Gear. Oh, no. Anyway, moment there. No offence, Taylor. Lee Aberdeen trying to put pressure on Jake Cranstone. Jake has won a race this season. Lee hath not. But Lee was the quickest driver in pre-season testing, and he wants a result that shows that that was not a one-off. It was not a fluke. He's in the best possible place to do it here. They are 2.9 seconds ahead of Sam Fitzpatrick and then the rest of the gaggle. Sam, now in 3rd place, is in a position where he will tie the current championship leader on points. He will lose out on countback for victories, but he'll still be in a much more favourable position. We ride on board now with Alex Fretwell. He was super sub at Benetton for Mosport, and now he is substituted in for Stewart later on in the season. Jakub Szymanski was going to be their reserve driver after Jack Werrell dropped out of the championship. Then Alex Fretwell took over when the seat became available for the permanence of the season. On to lap 4 we go then here at Long Beach. This is round number 8, the CDM Boremula 1 World Championship. Hats off to Bottle of Scotch Racing and Derbyshire Holiday Homes, the championship sponsors. Thanks also to JL Race Aesthetics. James Leggett did the original liveries a while ago. Now look, this is good to see. Taylor Adams coming straight back out of the pits now. He's had his fast repair. and he heads back out onto the circuit. Jack Reeve is having a blinding race so far. He's gained 9 places since the start. Let's have a look at Jack Reeve's race start, shall we? There was a few cars here, didn't get away cleanly. Kevin Zemstra, I think, went through the middle and made a good start. Lovely stuff by Kevin. Great start that by Jack. Look at that. Round the outside he goes, and then, yeah, safest bet there to go to the left. Oh, 4 wide round there, though. That was scary. I didn't realise that Kevin was in the middle of all of that. That is mighty scary stuff. And I think it was Simon Price went down the inside of one of the arrows here. I think he got caught out by how quickly it checked up. Just a little tap there with John Tusting. And it was Rob Lundgren. Rob actually just dropped to the back straight off the bat here, and I think he just held back from making any contact with anybody else. One of the Minardis didn't get away. I think it might have been Simon on this left-hand side. No, I think maybe Connor Hatfield. Oh, Simon was a little bit delayed, and then Connor lights it up. Look at Jack Reeve here, like an absolute missile. Says, thank you very much, I'll have some of that. Makes it 4 wide between these lot. Well done to them all for holding on to that, though, and keeping it clean. So Jake Cranstone leads here at Long Beach. He took the race win last time out at Zolder. And I'm sure he will be over the moon to be leading once again. Simon Price is unfortunately back in the pit lane. Rob Lundgren has had a drama. So too has Simon Price. Let's see what's happened here. Rob's slightly out of shape. Rob is out of shape and is around. Oh, and then it kisses the wall. And Simon not long after, I think he loses the back end then on corner exit at some point. We'll stick with it. Oh, is he going to do what we saw earlier? Yep. Oh, and then double contact. The other Minardi of Connor Hatfield runs into him. Oh, it happens so quickly. That is devastating. Simon has already apologised in Discord to his teammate. Hopefully, he can get back out there and get a fast repair. Rob Lundgren ended up in the wall. Let's have another look at Rob's incident on its own in the Tyrrell. Oh, it's just gone. But Rob, again, similar to what we saw at Donington. Rob keeping his foot in when, if you just lift and brake, it would stop a lot sooner. We saw him go very heavily into the barriers at Donington Park at the chicane, only because he floored it into the wall. He's actually put in the chat that his elbow gave up on him. Fair enough, sunshine. We've had a bit of an inter-team battle between the two Prosts. Danny Weir and Philip Miles have just swapped position. Philip getting ahead of Danny. Ooh, little kiss of the wall there from the number 12. And don't forget, you get points all the way down to 12th position. Francois Brandet just having a bit of a ding-dong here with Christian Rose and John Tusting. These guys are fighting for point-scoring places right now. So they need to make sure they still give it everything they've got. And look at that there. Francois just catching up to the guys ahead as, oh no, Ben Chalcraft is around. He's got a chance to get going now. Lovely stuff. Kevin Zemstra goes through. Kevin up to 8th. Jack Reeve up to 6th position. What a drive this is from Jack Reeve so far. What on earth, though, happened to Ben Chalcraft? Oh, that might be why. Jack Reeve into the back of Ben Chalcraft. Into the back of Alex Fretwell. He went to send it down the inside and then didn't anticipate the check-up there, unfortunately. I think he let Alex Fretwell back through as a result, but obviously not a lot that he can do for Ben Chalcraft, who will be feeling rather hard done by here. Ben is now running in 9th place and hoping to gain more positions off the back of that. Here is Alex Fretwell still trying to defend from the battered and bruised Jack Reeve. Jack got himself in a bit of trouble back at Jerez, so needs to make sure that he behaves himself and looks after that car. Tries to swoop around the outside. We expect to see him go for the send down the inside here, maybe. No, he's going to try and cut back on the exit of the hairpin, but it's very hard to do that. And let's watch the speed of the car. They get up to about 138, 139 miles an hour on their own. And in the slipstream, well, he's actually ducked out of the slipstream a bit early, but surpassing 140 miles an hour into the braking zone for turn 1. Fretwell on the inside, Reeve on the outside. Lovely swoop around by Jack Reeve. Great move indeed. Is Fretwell going to let him have it? No, they remain side by side. It's a hairpin wheel-to-wheel contact. Oh, Jack doesn't leave a massive amount of room on the exit. Gets away with it for now. Kevin Zemstra is behind the other Stuart right now. Stuart Clark. Kevin tries to cut the corner as much as possible without overdoing it on the run. Having to check up quickly. Stuart's basically moved over for him. He says, no, after you, son. I want to survive here and I want to score points. Fair play to Stuart Clark. Battle for the lead, by the way. Just 0.4 of a second between them. And then there is 3 seconds back to Sam Fitzpatrick. Jake Cranstone doing a great job at commanding this race at the moment. But is it enough? Christian Rose, the 11th position behind John Tusting. John's running well. Currently where he started in this race. But Jack Reeve and Kevin Zemstra, the standout performers so far. Jack Reeve up 12 places. That contact may be unsavoury to some, but you can't knock the fact that even before that, without the contact, he gained so many positions, and now he's ahead of Alex Fretwell. Kevin Zemstra ahead of Stuart Clark, and he's going to want to go chasing after that pair in front of him, using his Ferrari. Started 15th on the grid, did Kevin. And now we get to see what he can do. A little bit of clear air for a lap or two here. We know Kevin is quick, but it was that tiny kiss with the wall that cost him when it came to qualifying. You see how much there that curb really skips the car towards the wall. Just sort of pushes it in a big old straight line, doesn't it? This is only lap 9 out of 56 here. Big old push from these cars though, isn't it? Still, the field isn't massively spread out, which is interesting to see. The whole field up to 14th place is only separated by 31 seconds, which isn't a colossal margin, really. Ben Chalcraft will be hoping to gain some more places back. He's coming on the back of Stuart Clark now. Gets a lovely run out of there. After qualifying 5th, I'm sure Ben will definitely feel hard done by with that contact. It's Ben that does the points spreadsheet, so he can just adjust it accordingly if he wants. Has a little look to the left-hand side of Stuart Clark, just says, look, I'm here, I'm not going anywhere. Just filling those mirrors, putting a little bit of pressure on here as, oh, it checks up, has to slam on. Deary me. That definitely caught Ben off guard there, you could see it, he locked up that front right tyre. Car went straight on, but he recovered well. You can hear the hesitation to get on the throttle out of there. Simon Price has come to a stop somewhere on the way into the final chicane, or final hairpin I should say. Just trying to push it over that curb. Oh, it's already gone. Good save though. Gets it going once again. Jake Cranstone still leading this race, but only just from Lee Aberdeen. Lee has been fantastic so far. Such a close chase. The two of them remain very much in the same bit of real estate. Down towards turn 1 now. Is Lee Aberdeen? Yeah, he's just using this as a chance to fuel save, I'm pretty sure. He's not attacking too hard here to force his way past Jake. He's just waiting for that pit stop. He may go 1 lap longer. He may know that at the end of the day he can save enough fuel behind the Jordan to stretch his first stint, have a slightly shorter stop, and he'll hope to jump him in the pits. Do love this camera angle though, it looks really good on a street circuit, doesn't it? Thank you very much for joining us here tonight on Chaz Draycott Media for the CDM Boremula 1 World Championship. This is round number 8 of 10 in Season 3, mimicking the 1998 season, but without the use of any real Grand Prix circuits. From 1998 anyway. I know that Long Beach was used at some point during Formula 1's illustrious history. We've got a long old way to go though. Lap number 11 of 56 here. The races are all 175 kilometres in length. and it's what's the word? My mouth fell out of my mouth then. The race distance are at least 175 kilometres, so even if you say here we were going to do 55 laps and that took us up to 174.9 kilometres, we would do the extra lap. There's been a change of position. Kevin Zemstra getting past Alex Fretwell. He's done it down towards turn 1. Alex doesn't want to give it up, but the Ferrari is through, and Kevin now gains his 9th position of the race up into 6th. Lovely comeback drive this has been so far from the Dutch driver. And he now overtakes the Stewart of Alex Fretwell. It's easy to do that when you're following another car through there. We've seen a number of them do it so far. Alex just now wanting to sit in the wheel tracks of the Ferrari. Through the right-hander they go. Careful of that barrier. It really is a commitment circuit, this place. At the moment we have still 17 cars running. Rob Lundgren, the only car that is out of the race. Simon Price, Taylor Adams, Danny Weir a lap down at present. Danny Weir did come into the pits earlier on. I'm not quite sure what damage that would have been for. Let me see. He decided to come into the pit lane of his own accord, so I'm not quite sure if there was something else, another reason for him to head into there. This is a great chase, though, for the race lead, isn't it? Lee Aberdeen in the McLaren. Christian Rose is in. Francois Brandet is in. So clearly the guys just getting close to the limit on fuel at the moment then. A couple of pit stops in the books. If we show you on the left-hand side how many pit stops there's been, you can see that Christian Rose is the highest placed of those that has currently come to a stop, but Brandet and Hatfield are both just about to reach their pit boxes. See if we can capture these guys coming back out. Connor Hatfield taking tyres. There goes Christian Rose. Francois Brandet is in there as well. And Connor Hatfield. Connor's taken tyres though at both ends. They sort of manually jack the car up front and back. There's a car coming down the start-finish straight. I think it's Simon Price. Yeah, he unlaps himself from these guys. Christian Rhodes heads back out onto the circuit then. 12th position for him at present. And we have told the drivers to practice that pit lane exit because you have to go right to the end around the little blue cone. You're not allowed to cross that yellow line or you get an unsafe pit exit. Great stuff for Jordan so far though. Jake Cranstone flying the flag here tonight. No Matt Hoyland in this round of the championship, unfortunately. He said it was 30 degrees Celsius in his sim room when he walked in, so he said he went straight in and straight back out, and I don't blame him. It's warm here in my office tonight and I've had the windows open, I've had the fan on and everything. It's just suddenly gotten very warm here in the UK. Connor Hatfield has had a spin. Styles it out though, gets the car going again. Hello. Oh no. Oh dearie me, Connor. He's heated up the rears and made a bit of a mess. Gets the car going again though. I think we had Lee Aberdeen kissing the wall through the right-hander down at turn 5 not long ago. Wonder if that left rear of that car is slightly damaged. Let's have a look at the steering actually as he gets onto the start-finish straight. All looks fine, but it definitely looked like he kissed the wall with that. Let's have a look with Connor Hatfield. He's chasing down Jan Stitchbury and oh, it's already gone. Styles it out, just kisses the wall slightly. And then this is when the guys came around the corner. Connor went to get going, whoa, and then whoa. Ben kisses the wall in avoidance. Terrifying, terrifying moment that. I know Ben and Connor are good friends, so they were probably having a good giggle at that one. Jake Cranstone looks like he's having to work hard here to keep the lead of this race, but at the same time, it looks like Lee Aberdeen's having to work hard to stay with him. Sam Fitzpatrick did the fastest lap of the race last time round in the Benetton. So he's not out of the picture yet. I mean, he never was. Sam has been so persistent this season. It's been lovely to watch him race this car once again. He's one of the reigning... Well, he's one of the drivers that was part of the reigning team's champions. He won it with Cam Dance last season and Williams. Williams currently lead the team championship and the drivers' championship at the moment with Jesper Eriksson. But if Sam can score 10 points or more, he will be on tied points with Jesper with 2 races left to go tonight. Now this is going to help Jake Cranstoun. They've got a car in front of them here giving slight slipstream. For just this lap alone, it's going to keep him away from Lee Aberdeen. He moves in and out a little bit to say to Simon Price, please move. Simon dives out of the way. Fair play, very selfless stuff that by Simon to get out of the way of the field. You love to see it. Through the fountain he continues on. Don't think that cost Jake any time at all. I think he was just questioning what Simon was going to do there, just waiting to see what the outcome was. But we wait to see how this all plays out. Lap 16 of 56 here in the CDM Boremula 1 World Championship. Here is Jack Reeve, currently running in 5th position after starting 17th on the grid. Great drive so far from Jack. I know that question mark will be the contact that he had earlier with Alex Fretwell and Ben Chalcraft, but that's to be looked at afterwards. Jack is definitely a push driver. He's very, very quick and very persistent as well as Sam is. Oh, very close to Iron Stitchbury. Even just gives him a little tap there for a moment. Still cars in behind though. Kevin Zemstra and Alex Fretwell. Those cars are for position as well. So certainly a packed field. Danny Weir having a bit of a spin here. You can tell just over that bump there as he's on the throttle. It's gone. Just kisses the barrier, but not enough to damage the car, I don't think. Back on board with the Iron Stitchbury now as we head towards the fountain. Jack Reeve looking ominous as ever. That black and green helmet in the mirror. And you can hear these little kisses to the barrier here and there as the wheel rims and the tyres just scrape along the concrete. A lot of it is netcode based on the fact that these cars get very close. The sim sometimes miscalculates it and goes whoopsie. We've seen it before with even with damage on the cars where they have parts fall off and then suddenly magically reappear again. But Jack Reeve looks very, very urgent, doesn't he? Behind this Benetton, Iron Stitchbury moving around, saying, go on, try it, son. You won't have this slipstream. Lifting early is Jack. Maybe trying to save some fuel, actually, for later on in this race. He looks down the inside of Iron, but again, it's very nip and tuck in there. There's a Tyrrell off in front of them there. That's car 20. That's Francois Brandet wearing the Ricardo Rosset helmet. Now look at Kevin Zemstra here. He's gotten into the slipstream of the Arrows and the Benetton. And he is flying down that start-finish straight. There's going to be a potential pinch point here where they catch Francois Brandet. Francois just outside the points in 13th position. I wonder what he's going to do about moving over for this group. He'll want to get out of this right-hander and then pull off to the right-hand side probably. As Kevin launches over the curve. Francois will probably stay left now. Yes, he does. Good stuff that by the Tyrrell driver. He's got 4 cars to let through. Alex Fretwell being the last of them. Oh, Francois is still there on the apex. Don't think he quite calculated that one for Alex to still be alongside, but that's good behaviour though from Francois. That's what you love to see. Oh, and then nearly kissing the tyre wall as well. Iron Stitchbury once again weaving a little bit on the way to the back straight just to make sure that he breaks any potential slipstream. These 4 having a good old scrap here. I think Zemstra's going to be the next one to potentially make a move on Jack Reeve. He needs to be careful of the check-up himself now though, and once again onto the start-finish straight. I'm loving watching this so far. Hope you are too. Thank you very much for joining me here tonight. Unfortunately, still no word. Well, not no word from Paul. He has messaged me, but at the end of the day, if the electricity's gone, the electricity's gone. He cannot do anything about it at the moment. Hopefully we get Paul before the end of the race so you can hear his wonderful tones. Paul's enthusiasm and just general love and knowledge of motorsport is just infectious. It'd be a huge shame to have lost out on him for the evening. Zemstra running really well there behind these guys, just has to be so careful. Back to the front, and still Lee Aberdeen all over the back of Jake Cranstoun. They have a bit more of a gap over Sam Fitzpatrick now. It was just under 1.2 seconds earlier, now it's 1.4. Conor Hatfield has said after his escapades out of the pits, he thinks it was time to retire. We'll have to have a look at this, seeing as Conor has reported it himself. Are there cars coming? No. Oh. He's hit the wall there. He's had a bit of a tap into the barriers. That's a Benetton going through. That was Ian Stitchbury. And then it went around. Oh, that was the earlier spin, actually. So that was just as he came out of the pits. I didn't realise. Sorry to see it go that way, though, Conor. Thank you again for being a part of the CDM Boremula 1 World Championship. It is great to have you. Part of quite the international grid this season. We've got Austrian drivers, French, Swedish, American, Welsh. Don't know where that place is. And then, of course, Lee Aberdeen as well, the Australian driver. Oh, that was Simon Price trying to stay out of the way of this rabble. Alex Fretwell going through. Alex sitting pretty here at the moment. He's holding on to 7th position. It's where he started the race. His teammate Stewart is also in 7th place. Sorry, no, they can't do that. He's also in 8th place, which is where he started the race. So they're surviving well at the moment of the Stewarts, on for consistent points. At the moment in the Teams Championship, Stewart are 7th, but only 6 points behind Sauber, and 14 points clear of Arrows. At the moment, with these two both being ahead of Ben Chalcraft on the road, who is only 1.4 seconds behind Stuart Clark, it could certainly make a difference in the Teams Championship. So there's a lot to keep an eye on here in Boremula 1. Round number 8 of 10 as well. We're getting to later on in the season now. Summit Point, the next round in a week's time. Very, very excited for that one to come around. And then a week after that we have the season finale at Motegi. We're on the Motegi East circuit. No pole position for the commentators then, says Sebastian. Very good, mate. Very, very good. Pole position. I can't believe I've never thought of that. I like that, Sebastian. And if you do not mind, I'll offer to pay you royalties for the use of that one, because that is an absolute banger. Let's hope this turns into a bit of a banger between these guys. And not banger racing. Philip Miles comes into the pit lane. Alex Fretwell just following this cue as Ian Stitchbury has one of his Scandinavian flicks into the final hairpin. Kevin Zemstra thinks right now is the time to pit. Kevin comes in, says stuff that. I'm getting held up behind these guys. I need to get into the pit lane, get the car refueled and go out. We'll stick with Kevin for a moment in case anything else major happens. Sam Fitzpatrick has just done the fastest lap of the race on that previous lap. Kevin parks it in his box. Not sure if he'll take tyres or not. It doesn't look like it, does it? The car isn't being jacked up quickly enough. We just have to wait and see. He should start building up the revs any second now, yep. And as soon as iRacing lets him go, away he goes, rather sort of anticlimactically. He now heads out of the pit lane. What about Christian Rose? He's just coming into the final sector. He's actually got a group in front of him, just in view, which is the lead trio. They are all right together now. Jake Cranstone, 0.4 of a second clear of Lee Aberdeen, who is then half a second clear of Sam Fitzpatrick. Kevin Zemstra is now out on the circuit with a lot of free roaming air around him, so yeah, he's got half a minute to John Tusting ahead and about 13 seconds back to Christian Rose. So he's got some clean air now to really put the hammer down. What about these guys though? Nearly a lap ahead of that. Sam Fitzpatrick, 3rd position. Chasing down the McLaren and the Jordan for podium places. Stuart Clark heads into the pits now. He decides that it's time. That was a big old cut on the right hand side there by Sam. It shows that you can get away with it. Hard onto the brakes, into the left-hander. These guys taking absolutely no prisoners. These cars are moving around a lot on this surface right now. It has to be said, Jake Cranstone has done a wonderful job at holding this race lead so far. He's not been completely unchallenged, of course. Lee Aberdeen has been right there with him, but I don't think Lee has felt the need to really send it up the inside anytime soon and overdo it. They just have to be so careful of the check-up. Let's not forget, Sam Fitzpatrick has been running this whole race so far with nobody directly in front of him, so he's not really had to get used to the check-up into that final corner. He'll know it though. He's not daft. He's a clever driver. So he'll know what the situation is when it comes to these guys getting to heavy braking zones. Lee Aberdeen closer and closer to the back of Jake Cranstone all the time though. I wonder whether it's nearly time for them to pit. And Lee knows that, and he wants to push in the final few laps before they do so. Alex Fretwell into the pits. Now we need to keep an eye on Kevin Zemstra, who, as you can see, is seemingly miles back on where Alex is, because Alex is on the start-finish straight, but it's not a very long lap here. So we'll see just how quickly he closes in. Alex Fretwell comes to a stop then, as Kevin is entering the final sector. The Ferrari bobbling around on the surface there. It's very bumpy, this circuit. Kevin did actually message me in the week saying that I was torturing them with the medium downforce set up on this track. Into the final corner he goes. Alex Fretwell is now moving, but you can't really get up to full speed just yet. You've got a long old way down the pit lane. It's a good minute in the pit lane. And here comes Zemstra. There goes Kevin. Look at that. Look at the advantage from the undercut there by Kevin Zemstra. Gains a bunch of time on him. Obviously the car that he was chasing was Jack Reeve and then Ian Stitchbury, so we'll see what they do. Lee Aberdeen has carried on, by the way. Jake Cranstone and Sam Fitzpatrick both into the pits. Sam didn't really have chance to save fuel because he was in third and chasing down this pairing, so he didn't have a car right in front of him to slipstream from, other than maybe the final few laps of that chase. Now Lee Aberdeen has got clear air in front of him. He's got a light car. He needs to really, really get on with this now. Jack Reeve, Ian Stitchbury, John Tusting all into the pits. Show you on the left-hand side. You can see those that have pitted so far. Zemstra, the highest placed of them. John Tusting is also now into the pit lane. So other than the driver that we ride on board with now, Lee Aberdeen, that will be everybody pitted in this race so far here at Long Beach. Round number 8 of the CDM Formula 1 World Championship. Lee Aberdeen is really on a mission now on this lap, isn't he? See what he does into the final corner. He will pit, but I'm sure he'll run it a little bit wide and then cut back across. Yes, in he goes into the pit lane. Big commitment on the way in. He'll have been practicing that one. It's 39 miles an hour in the pit lane. It's very, very slow. Cranstone is 1.6 seconds ahead of Sam Fitzpatrick on the road. Zemstra is ahead of Jack Reeve. He's cut in front of these guys. Undercut has worked. Jack Reeve has also undercut Ian Stitchbury, who remains ahead of Alex Fretwell. Great stuff by Kevin Zemstra. He's gained 11 places in this race. Jack Reeve has gained 12. These boys having an absolute barnstormer from the back of the grid, having no qualifying times. Christian Rose pushing on, trying to chase down Ben Chalcraft for 8th position. Stuart Clark has lost out, unfortunately, in the pit stops. He's dropped down to 10th now, after being in 8th place earlier. Lee Aberdeen, though, getting moving. Where's Jake Cranstone? He's just coming onto the start-finish straight. I'm not sure that... No, Lee was actually in the pit box longer than Jake Cranstone was. By about a second as well. There is Lee into turn 1. This is going to get spicy. Lee's on the outside line. Jake's on the preferred inside line, and he goes through. So as you were, gentlemen, Sam Fitzpatrick is now closer to Lee. But Jake has, if anything, gotten away. Miraculous stuff. Further down, we have this battle still going on. Ian Stitchbury behind Jack Reeve now. Let's see what the pace is like for these guys in the second half of the race. As, oh my goodness me, pace won't be great if you do that, Ian. Pushes a little bit too hard into turn 1. Overdoes it slightly. Got this chase a little bit further back, which is Christian Rose. Again, after starting way down the order in 16th place, up into the top 10. Ben Chalcraft started 5th in this race, and like I say, he will be a bit unhappy to have dropped down further than that after a great qualifying. but he's still in the points, and points mean prizes. So he'll be happy to still be running in there. Sam Fitzpatrick, though, speaking of points, currently running in 3rd position. This will put him on equal points with Jesper Eriksson at the top of the championship. Jesper has already used his drop round this season. He used it back at Jerez, if I remember rightly, where Sam won the race as well. So Jesper gains no points tonight. Sam gets the benefit of being here for every round so far now. So every single point. Well, I'll say every single point, but no, he's obviously still got a drop score in mind. Zemstra under pressure from Jack Reeve here. Jack is not backing down, never backs down from a fight, does Jack. He's been one of the most exciting drivers to watch this season. Really outperforming this Arrows, it must be said. Got a podium back at Donington Park. Had a nightmare at Jerez, loads of contact, loads of incidents, penalties to go with it as well. But back at Donington Park, he really, really showed up. Now we see him chasing down Kevin Zemstra for 4th place. Subject to any dramas ahead, well, these guys will want to have a podium position about them. It's not a short race by any stretch of the imagination here at Long Beach. Sam Fitzpatrick, he's not mucking about. He looks down the inside of Lee Aberdeen, says, go on then, I'll have some of that. Lee sideways, nearly clips him on the exit. Sam on the inside into the fountain. Oh my goodness me, that is so, so close. What a bit of racing that was by these pair. Sam Fitzpatrick, Taker Bowson, moves up into 2nd position. What a lovely, lovely move that was. Great respect between the two of them. No, this is not the right one, Chaz. Sam set it up, down the start, finish straight, loads of slipstream, moved out to the left, made his intentions clear. Later on the brakes, Lee gave him room. You can hear Lee get on the power a little bit eager there. It wasn't like Sam left all the room in the world down at that fountain, but he did have to cut back across at some point. Puts the car in the middle of the road for the next corner. That is truly, truly lovely, that is. Let's have a look here from Lee Aberdeen's perspective. Car down the inside, leaves loads of room. Big slide, nice save by Lee that. Into the fountain, watch how close this gets. That's great racing. Absolutely great racing by the both of them. Hats off. Unfortunately, though, there was a drama not long after that involving these two, Jijn Stitchbury and Alex Fretwell. They're not near each other in this shot, but they're about to be. Oh, dearie me. I think they both continued. Not quite sure what the damage was, but Jijn Stitchbury off into the wall. Just gets away from him, and that's a big old hit as well. And then poor Alex, I mean, he gets on the brakes as soon as he can, tries not to hit him. We'll see what the damage is like. Jijn's managed to carry on somehow, and still ahead of Alex as well, but that's now brought speak English, Chaz, you're not, you may live in Stoke, but you're not from here. Ben Chalcraft is now in the mix with Christian Rose behind. Both cars in front do have damage, but I wonder whether it's enough for them to continue on just with a slight hindrance to pace. Ben will be certainly hoping that he can get back ahead. Oh, dearie me. Very, very close to the barriers, either side. And you can see, yeah, Jijn is really struggling with this Benetton. You can see the car squirming around underneath him just up the road. You wonder how long he's going to keep that up as Ben has to correct on the exit. Jijn, I think, wants to move out of the way more than anything. I don't think he's trying to necessarily break the slipstream. I think he was more hoping to stay out of the way of these guys. No, he is defending. Fretwell with quite a lot of damage to the front end. Oh, Taylor Adams. Taylor Adams has suddenly dropped into the pit lane. Oh, goodness me, that's a bit messy into there. Taylor Adams has had a drama. We've had a few drivers out of spin in the last few laps or so. John Tusting, one of them. Oh, don't do it, John. Oh, dearie me. It's a big old hit for John. Lovely styling out, though, to get that sorted. Taylor Adams then had a spin. Is he going to clip the wall? Simon Price. Oh, no. Oh, that is absolutely devastating. Simon makes a slight mistake in front of him, kisses the wall. And then Taylor's got nowhere to go. Oh, and the car's just interlock. That is absolutely heartbreaking for both of them. Such an innocent mistake by Simon Price. And then Taylor Adams nowhere to go, unfortunately. Ian Stitchbury still holding on in front of this fight. I don't know how. But these two, clearly they've not got what's known as a meatball flag. They've not got a sort of technical warning flag, black and orange flag. But these guys not with cars underneath them that handle particularly beautifully right now. I sense a check-up here. So does Ben. So does Christian Rose just behind as well. Great patience on display here from these guys now. We expect a bit of patience from Jack Reeve as well behind Kevin Zemstra. Car 4 is currently P4. These guys lapping similar pace to the race leaders actually. They were a tenth of a second faster than Lee Aberdeen on that last lap. He's fallen just about a second behind Sam Fitzpatrick now, who is attacking Jake Cranstone for the race lead. Lap 31 out of 56 here in the CDM Boremula 1 World Championship. And Sam Fitzpatrick currently in position to take the championship lead by 2 points from Jesper Eriksson. And as they head out of the final corner, we wait to see how long Jake can hold Sam back. He kept Lee Aberdeen behind for a long old time. Interested to see whether he can do that with Sam. We've seen how feisty Sam can be, and yeah, look, already he's throwing the dummies here, is Fitzpatrick. He doesn't want to muck about. Christian Rose has got past Ben Chalcraft here down the back straight. Although Ben around the outside saying no thank you. Gives loads of room, really respectful stuff. Tries to keep his nose down the inside, thinks better of it. Says, you know what, Shifty? If you want to try and have a go at those two in front, you be my guest. I'll assume your position and sit behind. Cranstone still leading the race here. Sam Fitzpatrick and then Lee Aberdeen behind. You can see just how bumpy this circuit is here and how windy it is. Like I said, this is like our Monaco Grand Prix here in Boremula 1. Great respect, by the way, between Taylor Adams and Simon Price. Simon has apologised profusely for that mistake and apologised to Taylor. Taylor said it's absolutely no worries. He said he had his own brain fade at the start of the race, and what Simon did was so easily done. And he's absolutely right. It is such an easy mistake to make. It's very easy to beat yourself up as a driver making a mistake like that, though. And obviously we know we'll see Simon back for next time. He's such a stalwart of all my events on Chaz Draycott Media, and I can't thank him enough for the immense support that he gives to these series and other series that I host as well and broadcast. And regardless of results, Simon is a real character to have around. Very, very funny man. For a bit of reference as well, here on Chaz Draycott Media, we did a lot of Euro Truck Simulator 2 videos a while ago in Convoy. Simon was an absolute star of those videos and very, very funny in that. So if you do get time and you do enjoy a bit of Euro Truck Simulator, do go and give those a watch here on my channel. It is good fun. Right now, though, it's Jake Cranstone leading the way here at Long Beach in round 8 of the Boremula 1 World Championship. Sam Fitzpatrick for Benetton in second. And it's McLaren, Ferrari and Arrows, Lee Aberdeen, Kevin Zemstra and Jack Reeve, 5 different manufacturers in the top 5 places. Kevin Zemstra and Jack Reeve have both gained 11 and 12 places respectively. After failing to qualify earlier on, they had invalidated lap times either for kissing the walls or, well, I was going to say kissing the walls or going off track, but you can't really do one without the other. A little bit further back, Ian Stitchbury is putting up a miraculous defence ahead of Alex Fretwell and Christian Rose. There's still 22 laps of this race left to go here. The race should be about an hour and 10 minutes. Nearly full Grand Prix distance. Now let's go on board with Christian Rose here because he can see this pair squabbling. Their earlier contact was nothing to do with shoddy driving or anything. Oh, that's not shoddy driving. That's lovely by Alex Fretwell. Tries to get one over on Ian Stitchbury. Can he keep it round the outside into the hairpin? Oh, he goes for the inside. Ian blocks it off last minute. Now Christian's going to get the benefit of the run out of the final hairpin. He's going to push into the slipstream, and he's very close to begin with here, so he might not get much of an overspeed, and he's on the outside. Oh, that's not going to feel particularly comfortable to Christian Rose. Look at that. Yayan giving slipstream to Christian Rose, the car on the inside. Fretwell says no thank you. Yayan's gone straight on. Yayan goes completely straight on at turn 1. What was that about, son? Christian Rose, well, gets handed a position. Yayan goes to the inside line. Just goes way too late on the brakes. Unbelievable. Bit of a battle further back here. These boys, I'm sure, will be happy to see this. This is for the final point scoring position. Philip Miles chasing down Francois Brandet in the Tyrrell. Tyrrell and Prost right together. We always try and showcase as many battles as we can further down the order and throughout the entire order. We don't want to sit here and just show you the leaders. We want to give appreciation to all the drivers in this championship. Francois Brandet, 12th position at the moment, on for a singular championship point as a result. Just a bit of full disclosure for you as well. My girlfriend Charlotte's on her way round during this broadcast, so if I suddenly scream or jump out of my seat, you know that she's crept up behind me and scared the living daylights out of me. Just going to preface that. So the top 3 have stabilised slightly here, but Sam Fitzpatrick definitely on the attack now behind Jake Cranstone. Lee Aberdeen, 3rd position. He won't be too upset with that though. Lee at the moment in the championship, 6th place, tied with Aaron Smith, who isn't here tonight. McLaren 5 points ahead of Jordan Mugen Honda. And with the positions that they're in now, that will be equal as Sam Fitzpatrick tries to make the move. Again, Sam not backwards and going forwards, is he? But the 3 of them glued to each other. And it's Lee Aberdeen who's got the box seat at the moment to just watch this unfold ahead of him. You can see the roller coaster that goes over the circuit there. Very interesting looking bit of architecture. Yayan Stitchbury has been into the pit lane, as you can see on your timing screen. Yayan has been into the pits and has, I think, called it a day. But this battle has suddenly gone the other way now as Lee Aberdeen closes up to the back of Sam Fitzpatrick. Sam seemed to be attacking Jake Cranstone for so long that all of a sudden it's like Sam's just backed out on one lap, and that's caused quite the difference. But less than a second separating the top 3 after 36 laps here at Long Beach. They're all putting on a very, very good show, and it has to be said as well, Jack Reeve and Kevin Zemstra are putting on a good show too. This is their battle for 4th place after starting way further down in the order, 15th and 17th on the grid. They've kept it as tidy and as clean as they could through the opening stages. Jack Reeve now in the slipstream of the Ferrari. As I'm afraid to say, after earlier we were watching Philip Miles and Francois Brandet, these two have come to strife. Is one of them going to hit the wall and then slam into the other? Oh no, Francois! Oh dearie me. Now actually Philip had a separate incident. Whoa, that was scary, wasn't it? Francois then backing out to get out of the way. Philip then had a separate incident into the hairpin. Nearly. Jake still holding the race lead here. He's got the Prost in front of him on track right now, I believe. Yes, it is Philip Miles. Car number 11. He's going to try and move out of the way of these guys. It's going to help Jake on this lap because it means that he gets a little bit of slipstream. And he tucks right up behind Philip until the very last moment now, doing everything he can to get away from Fitzpatrick and Aberdeen. I do wonder, though, whether, with Jake having the shortest pit stop of the 3, whether he's taken less fuel than these guys. Jack Reeve also having a shorter stop. It was only about a second less, but when you have high-speed fuel pumps like you do in motorsport, that's a lot less fuel. But it is a shorter lap here as well. It's one of the shortest laps, if not the shortest lap on the calendar. Just over a minute and 15 seconds. So it really is like Monaco for us. So obviously they don't need to take that much extra fuel to get an extra lap out of the race. They know exactly how many laps they need to do as well. It's not a timed race that's calculated backwards here with how many laps they have to go for. They can't sort of, well, they don't need to estimate the fact that, you know, they could get an extra lap if the leader is far enough ahead. They know exactly what distance they're going to do, and it's over 175 kilometres here at Long Beach. Francois Brandet had another drama earlier on, by the way. After that initial spin, is he just going to clip the curb here and it's going to go around? Oh, wow, he did well to keep it out of the wall there. And again, what we call the screenshot method, press all the pedals at once and the car just slams on sideways. Sam Fitzpatrick very close to the back of Jake Cranstone here. Looks so frantic from this camera angle with how tight and twisty this Long Beach circuit is, round the fountain into this middle section, and then all of a sudden as you get over the crest of this right-hander, the circuit goes 5 times as wide and it feels like you've got all the breathing room in the world, and then you get funneled into the next left, then the next right. The walls close in on you there in the braking zone as well. You can't always keep it perfectly straight. More crests, more wide parts of the circuit. And then again, the big funnel here through the right-hander. Sam, whoa, it looked like he was going to get mighty close to that barrier. Lee Aberdeen still waiting in the wings here. I think, to be honest, with how their seasons have gone, all 3 of them would be very happy to finish where they are, but we know Sam Fitzpatrick, he is not one to back out of taking a race victory. Lee Aberdeen would love to get a race win. Not sure how many podiums he's had this season, but I know that he's not had a huge amount. I think he got a couple of 3rd places earlier in the championship. I'm going to have a quick check now. Thanks once again to Ben Chalcraft for the points spreadsheet that we've got. Yeah, Lee Aberdeen, 2 3rd places. Okiyama and Mosports, so rounds 2 and 3. Lee was on the podium. Sam's had 2 race wins this season, and only Zolder was his... Well, Zolder was his only time not finishing on the podium, finishing in 5th place. That currently is his drop score of just 8 championship points. Jesper Eriksson, at all the races he's been at, has either been 1st or 2nd with 4 race wins. Jake Cranstone, the current race leader, won last time out at Zolder. He had a 2nd place at Jerez. Before that, he hadn't been on the podium. Can he suddenly take back-to-back race victories? Just 16 laps to go. Not long left, really, in the Formula 1 round number 8. Just looking at other drivers that are having a bit of a standout performance. Jack Reeve obviously going very, very well, right up behind the Ferrari of Kevin Zemstra. His best result of the season was a podium at Donington Park. Aside from that, he's been 8th and 9th, and then other than that, only 2 points finishes in 11th place. So he's had a very topsy-turvy season as Jack Reeve. Ryan Stitchbury would have been hoping for a bit more luck tonight because he's had a great run. 6th, 7th, 5th, then 13th and 2 19th places. Basically non-finishes for him. Francois Brandet and Philip Miles have both had top 10s recently. They both reside in the points right now. Philip Miles actually gaining 7 places from where he started, wearing the Jarno Trulli lid. We need to go back to the front though, because they are side by side for the lead, and Sam Fitzpatrick's going to try it through the fountain. He's on the other side of the road that he was on from when he overtook Lee Aberdeen, but Sam Fitzpatrick takes the race lead at Long Beach. Fantastic stuff. Gutsy stuff by Sam. Really cuts that right-hander though. He's got to be careful not to get a slowdown penalty there. Let's have a look at how he set this up. He was already in the slipstream for a while, round the outside into turn 1. And again, very gutsy stuff. Great space there left by Jake. Very fair fighting. Jake gets a big 4-wheel slide and Sam still leaves room on the exit. That is mega, mega racing by these guys. 3 exemplary drivers this season, these 3. As they head around this final sector, we go to one of my favourite cameras here at this hairpin. I absolutely love the look of this thing. You get a real idea of all the incidents that go on here. You get relative speed to it, i.e. you're not moving, so with a fixed angle it's easier. Right now, ooh, was that Jack Reeve kissing the wall there? Looked like he might have just tapped the barrier. Ian Stitchbury giving support in the YouTube chat for his teammate. Jack Reeve, though, waiting patiently here behind Kevin Zemstra, it's safe to say. He's got pace over Kevin right now, but At the end of the day, Kevin's doing everything right. He's putting the car in the right place, the right time. Jack's got a good run though. Spiked the revs nicely as he got on the power. Moves out to the left-hand side, but this is the thing. If you're the lead car in a pairing, you stick to the right-hand side, then you put the other car on the outside line. Jack Reeve through, down the inside, lovely move. Really well done. Later on the brakes than Kevin, and now I'm sure that we're going to see Kevin try and reciprocate that and follow him around. Christian Rose, by the way, has gained 10 places from where he started in this race in the Williams. Wasn't sure if he was going to even make it tonight at the moment, with Littleton not going down as easily with the warm weather, but yeah, did a fantastic job. And now he's doing a fantastic job on circuit, is Christian. Started 16th on the grid, up into 6th place. Great drive so far. Back with the lead trio. Sam Fitzpatrick, car number 6 in the Benetton, currently 2nd in the championship. But if he wins this race and finishes here, he will lead the championship by 5 points. The first time this season that someone other than Jesper Eriksson would have led the championship. And with just 2 rounds to go after this over the next 2 weeks, it is crunch time. But Sam knows how to perform when he needs to. He's got 2 race victories so far this season, but let's not forget, he was one of the 2 drivers at Williams last season. He and Cam Dance won the team's championship, and it was thanks to a lot of great performances in the latter half of the season by Sam to really back up the eventual championship winner, Cam Dance. I wonder what we're going to see from Jack Reeve here in terms of pace. His last lap was a 1:17.9, 7/10 of a second quicker than Kevin Zemstra. You can hear them just smacking the cars over that curb. That middle sector of the circuit just looks so awkward in these cars, doesn't it? Over that crest. They really don't look like they want to behave through there at all. But as you can see, Jack Reeve really getting away now from Kevin Zemstra, so he's definitely got some unlocked pace here, has Jack. It's been a brilliant drive. Well, this is what we've seen from Jack a few times now, coming through from further down the order. And he's really making it work. Sam Fitzpatrick making it work as well. Is he going to be able to hold on for the win here at Long Beach? There's still 12 laps to go. It's going to feel like a mighty long time behind the wheel of one of these things, but hats off to these guys. They are doing an awesome, awesome job. It's great to watch. Absolutely great to watch. But watching it from this angle, you wouldn't think that there's 2 very hungry drivers right behind like this, would you? Certainly looks a lot more peaceful when you just look forward and ignore them. But we go back a little bit here, and we'll see if we can go on board with Lee Aberdeen as they head out of the hairpin. From down low on the nose camera, get a real idea of just how much these cars move around, the shake and the rattle from these little Formula Mazdas, the Pro Mazdas as such. I think Lee, to be fair, would be happy to finish here, get another podium. He's only had 2 top 5 finishes and 2 points finishes since those podiums, actually. At Jerez he was 5th, at Zolder he was 4th last time out. But I know right now that he would love to get his best result of the season, which would be 2nd place. Now Sam Fitzpatrick feeling the need to defend. Jake Cranstone cut a lot of that right-hander before this section of the circuit. He's starting to attack now, and he's actually got his nose in front. The position's changed over for a moment there, as Kevin Zemstra has now got back ahead of Jack Reeve. Now they're side by side for the lead. Jake Cranstone suddenly has turned this on now, and are they going to go 3 wide? Lee Aberdeen is going to make it 3 wide into the right-hander. They both back out of it. I think it was just a bit of a false attack there. They all almost come to a stop, and Jake Cranstone retakes the lead here at Long Beach. Wow. Gutsy stuff from all 3 of them. Jack Reeve has unfortunately had a drama. He's still in the race. He's still in 5th, but I think he's going to overdo it here. No, he's just had a spin on the curb. Zemstra finds the gap, and the Ferrari well, surely he's going to be home and dry in 4th place. He just needs to keep it tidy until the end of the race. These two fighting for the lead. This could all end in tears here. Sam doesn't need to risk this much. He could take the championship lead with a clean result here. He still wants to stick his nose back down the inside. Goodness me. Lee Aberdeen is going to be watching this, holding his breath, waiting for one of these guys to just clip a wall or clip one another. It's very nerve-wracking stuff, isn't it? I don't know how these guys can fight so hard on such a narrow and unforgiving circuit. But they're both young talents that want to really prove a point over one another. Lee Aberdeen just needs to hold on for championship points here, really. Christian Rose and Alex Fretwell are close together a bit further down the order. Fretwell on that previous lap was a 10th slower than Christian, but before that he'd been closing in a little bit. He's been holding on well as Christian just clips the barrier for a second there. Oh, and then has a slide as well to go with it. I think Fretwell might have him here. Will he dive out to the left? Will he go for the move down the inside? He does. He goes late on the brakes. Through he goes. Back up to the front, and it's still going on. They're battling like this is for just a single point, and it doesn't really matter too much. This is excellent entertainment, though. Side by side into turn 1. Cranstone inside. Fitzpatrick around the outside into turn 1. Gets it done. Oh, I think there was contact there. Lee Aberdeen tried to find a gap. Jake Cranstone didn't know that he'd have the overlap. And it goes back into the hands of Sam Fitzpatrick. Let's have a look from Lee Aberdeen, shall we? I think he made a little bit of contact with the back of the Jordan here. We'll see. It could have very easily ended in tears. Sam and Jake both racing really wisely there, though, leaving each other room but putting the cars in places where it'd be hard for the other to make an advantage, and yes, there was definitely contact. Fretwell and Rose swapping places again down the back straight while that was going on, but Sam Fitzpatrick now leads at Long Beach with 9 laps to go. Lee Aberdeen now on the back of Jake Cranstone. Does he wait and see whether Jake can close back in, or does he have a go himself? Ben Chalcraft has now had a drama. Oh, dearie me, what on earth happened there to Ben? That was a very, very strange one. Gets back going again, doesn't lose any places as a result. Now Lee Aberdeen, you've got to think here, will be getting slightly frustrated at watching the back of this. He's seen this battle go on, and he's watched this fight get blown completely wide open now. As, oh my goodness me, Jake Cranstone. That was very sideways around the right-hander. Nearly threw it completely into the fence. Ian Stitchbury saying damaged, overheated, slow, and the car was pretty messed up as well. It is warm here tonight in the UK. Credit to these guys for still being in the rigs and still racing. Jake Cranstone absorbing a lot of the heat though so far. Not enough to deal with Sam Fitzpatrick though, who leads round 8 of the CDM Boremula 1 World Championship. That's John Tusting in the Arrows, just ahead of these guys, currently running in 10th place. Philip Miles having a good run. He's up 7 places into 11th and into the championship points. Francois Brandet currently running in 12th in the final point scoring position. Big thanks to Derbyshire Holiday Homes and to Bottled of Scotch Racing and JL Race Aesthetics as well for their sponsorship and support of the CDM Boremula 1 World Championship. As we watch Christian Rose in the Williams try and get back at Alex Fretwell, who's still carrying quite a considerable amount of nose damage on the front of that car. Now with Alex being where he is in 6th place and Ben Chalcraft in 8th, then Stuart Clark in 9th, Stuart will gain a number of points over Sauber in the championship here, but not a colossal amount. It'll only be something like 3 points. Could you tell I was doing the maths then as I went silent? Only 3 points going the way of Stewart over Sauber, but that's why we enjoy the point system here in Boremula 1. It's very close. It doesn't give out points for nothing. Even the points it does give out for a win, though, they don't provide a runaway winner, like they have in the past anyway. But Christian Rose holds on to 7th position at the moment. I imagine he'd be pretty happy with that, really. Same with Kevin Zemstra. I imagine he'll be happy with 4th place. He's had 2 podiums in the last 2 races. At Donington Park, he was 17th and DNF'd after his foot cramped up again. He was 21st at Okayama, 18th at Mosport. 2 8th places and 2 3rd places are his only point scores so far. 30 points in the championship, tied with Christian Rose at the moment, so this will move him a few points clear of him. At this stage as well, he'll score 9 points and move ahead of Aaron Smith in the Drivers' Championship. Taylor Adams will gain 4 points tonight. This will be his drop score. It's Taylor's first DNF of the season, actually. Taylor, one of only 4 drivers that up to now hadn't had a DNF. Actually, Alex Fretwell has not DNF'd either. So, just 5 drivers. But Zemstra, car 4, P4, holding on at the minute. Jake Cranstone's just done his personal best lap of the race, by the way. 1:17.38. Fastest lap of the race was done by Sam Fitzpatrick, a 1:17.2. So Jake only 1/10 of a second off that. And he's trying his best here to catch back up to the race leader. He's within a second, so anywhere that he can, he will get slipstream, but maybe not a lot of it. Sam really in control of this right now, putting in some brilliant lap times. He did a 1:17.6 last time, so he was about 3/10, maybe 2.5 slower than Jake. But it is really small margins around here because it is such a short lap. Here's Fretwell and Rose once again side by side. Our 2 substitute drivers that came in partway through the season. Fretwell starting from round 3. Christian Rose started in round 2, missed round 3, then became permanent from round 4 onwards. And Christian goes through up into 6th position. That's 10 places gained, 12 places gained still for Jack Reeve, and 11 places gained for Kevin Zemstra. Just giving you an idea of where everybody is on the circuit. Sam Fitzpatrick in the little green ring there is the race leader. You can see the massive gap between 3rd and 4th, though. It's about half a minute back to Kevin Zemstra. The pace of these guys at the front has just been absolutely insatiable. And the field has become quite spread out at this stage. But Sam has just a few laps left to go here. It's been a massive shame not to get Paul back this evening, but the power cut that he's had locally has wiped out the opportunity, I'm afraid. Very devastating, because catching up just before the broadcast went live, it was just before the driver's briefing that Paul disconnected. But before that, as Paul usually does, he had my face hurting from making me laugh so much. He's a hilarious human being, Paul. A man that's very good with his words. It's only natural that he became a motorsport commentator for the TCR World Tour. While I was in Mugello the weekend just gone, Paul was at Portimao with TCR Europe. He shared the commentary box over the course of the weekend with our colleagues George Morgan and Chris Stevens. I was standing in for Chris at Mugello as a result. Sam Fitzpatrick then moves on to lap number 53 of 56 here at Long Beach. Purple sector 3 on that lap by Jake Cranstone. So Jake is definitely on ultimate pace right now. 1:17.5 for him, 1:17.6 for Lee Aberdeen behind, and 1:17.7 for Sam Fitzpatrick. So just 1/10 of a second difference between the race leader and second place. It's very, very close. Lee Aberdeen has been just in the shadows this whole race, really, sitting in 3rd position. I know that he will be a bit gutted to not finish in 2nd after being there for so long. But he's had a great old run in this race as Lee. would be a shame for him not to end up on the podium, though, with the way that he's driven this race, so it is only right that he's still up there. Like I say, these guys 32 seconds clear of Kevin Zemstra now. Danny Weir back into the pit lane, unfortunately, from 13th position. He wasn't really in touch with Francois Brandet, but now that really puts any potential championship points to bed. So Francois just needs to hold on where he is. Ben Chalcraft behind is a lap ahead, and quite heartbreakingly for him, that's 8th position as well, when Francois is in 12th. So that shows you just how much the field has spread out in this race, as Ben has a bit of a slide. Jake Cranstone is now only 0.8 of a second ahead of Lee Aberdeen, and he's dropped off from Sam Fitzpatrick. On that last lap, he was 0.3 slower than the race leader. Lee Aberdeen almost setting identical times to Sam. But it's all coming up Fitzpatrick at the moment, isn't it? That there, I believe, Stuart Clark just moving over for these guys. Hats off, Stuart. Good stuff. Stuart running in 9th place at the moment. On his way to a couple of championship points. 4 to be exact for finishing there. 3 points will be going the way of John Tusting. He started 10th on the grid. He's currently billed to finish there if he keeps this up. Just 2 laps to go now for Sam Fitzpatrick. Let's ride on board with him for a lap. See how it looks from his perspective as he pushes on. What are the lap times like? 1:17.5. Sorry, 1:17.7 for him. Jake Cranstone 0.2 quicker with a 1:17.5 and a 1:17.55 for Lee Aberdeen. So both the drivers behind 0.2 quicker than the race leader on that last lap. They're within a second now as well, so Sam might feel a little bit more urgency in these final moments. The thing is, around a track like this, you can't risk pushing too much in the final moments. Sam is really giving everything here, isn't he? It's great to ride on board with him. If he wins this one, it will be his 7th podium of the season in 8 races and his 3rd win of the campaign. He won earlier this season in Canada and then in Spain, and then he would win the first of 2 United States Ball Prix this season. You can see him weaving gently there down the straight just to try and break a bit of the slipstream. And he's not far now from beginning the final lap of the race. Jake Cranstone did a purple sector 1 on this lap. Sam did a purple sector 4 on the end of the last lap. Just 1 lap to go here then at Long Beach in round number 8 of the CDM Boremula 1 World Championship's 3rd season. It is Sam Fitzpatrick in the Benetton leading Jake Cranstone, who started this race on pole position, with Lee Aberdeen in 3rd. He started on the front row as well. White flag is in the air. Lap times last time round, Jake Cranstone did his personal best lap in the Jordan, and he was 0.2 of a second quicker than Sam Fitzpatrick, the race leader. Can he close in enough? Can he do enough to get in front of that Benetton? It doesn't look like it from here, barring a mistake from Sam, who, if he wins this race, like I've said, will be his 3rd win, his 7th podium, but it will also give him the championship lead over Jesper Eriksson, who unfortunately had to miss this round this evening. He would not be happy to see that his championship rival won the race, but I'm sure he welcomes the competition. It would be the first time this season that somebody not named Jesper Eriksson led the championship. Cranstone pushing hard, kisses the wall in the background there. I think he's just pushed it that little bit too much as Lee Aberdeen holds on to 3rd place in the McLaren Mercedes. But Sam Fitzpatrick heads into the hairpin for the final time. There's nothing Jake Cranstone can do from there. And for the 3rd time this season, Sam Fitzpatrick wins in the CDM Boremula 1 World Championship. What a race to win here at Long Beach. He worked hard for that one. And he takes the championship lead heading to Summit Point in a week's time. Jake Cranstone finishes in 2nd. Lee Aberdeen in 3rd. A great podium for him. Another podium for Jake Cranstone, his 3rd of the season. And Kevin Zemstra, he may be half a minute behind those guys, but I tell you what, he's going to be very happy to finish 4th here. This is only the 3rd time this season that he will have finished in the top 5. And it's the 3rd time in 4 races for Kevin Zemstra. 2 podiums recently, 1 at Jerez, 1 at Zolder. Zemstra finishes 4th. Great drive. Jack Reeve also, biggest mover in the field, 12 places gained for him. A lovely, lovely job. Christian Rose gets in last minute and he's just about to beat Alex Fretwell to the line. Christian Rose, 10 places gained from 16th on the grid, finishes 6th. Great points. Alex Fretwell, a very, very difficult race for him there. Ben Chalcraft across the line just in the background as well. Stuart Clark has already crossed the line. And the final points finisher is Francois Brandet in 12th position. In the Tyrrell, he gets more points. Philip Miles gets more points for Prost. But Sam Fitzpatrick does it again. What a fantastic victory for the Benetton. As mentioned, that now puts him in the championship lead with just 2 rounds to go, and that will give him a 5-point advantage as the cloud cover seems to have just come in here at Long Beach. Jake tries a donut of sorts. Sam lobs it into the pit lane. Jake is doing some sort of donuts in the background. We'll go to the scenic camera though, and we will bring up the race results here in the Chaz Draycott Media Boremula 1 World Championships 8th round. Sam Fitzpatrick wins then, with the top 3 separated by less than 2 seconds. Jake Cranstone in 2nd place, more strong points for him. And then Lee Aberdeen finishing in 3rd, another podium to add to his tally for this season. That's 3. Kevin Zemstra, more strong points from him. He'll be pleased with that one. Ahead of Jack Reeve, another great performance in the Arrows. Jack on fantastic form at the moment. Christian Rose in 6th place, more wonderful stuff from him, just ahead of Alex Fretwell. Those two had a really, really good run. Next up is Ben Chalcraft in 8th place. He'll be a little bit hard done by after starting 5th, but still good points for him and the team. Stuart Clark was 9th. Stuart moving forward in the championship, especially in the teams as well. John Tusting in the top 10, I think for the first time this season. Yes, that's John's first top 10. He got his first points last time out at Zolder, and now he gets a top 10. Lovely stuff. Philip Miles finishes 11th in car 11, with Francois Brandet in 12th. He's the last point scorer. Danny Weir just misses out, and then the drivers that didn't finish were Yain Stitchbury, Taylor Adams, Simon Price and Connor Hatfield. Not a good night for Minardi, and then Rob Lundgren in the Tyrrell. Well, we're going to move things back in time to the start of the race. We're going to obviously bring things back to slow motion. You can see just how wonderful it was back when we started the race. But let's have a look, and well, first off, we have to, as he's already given an interview anyway. Sam Fitzpatrick joins us in the box. Sam, you must be buzzing to have won that one, mate. Not from pole position this time, but having to work hard from 3rd.
Yeah. Apologies for my mic quality, by the way. Yeah, that's a really great win. Such a good battle. I really enjoyed this circuit. I did some IndyCar races here, like 3 years ago or something, and it was one of the most fun weeks I think I've ever had in iRacing officials. And yeah, that was sort of similar case. You know, single seaters around this place is a lot of fun and a big challenge. But yeah, the battling against Lee and Jake, I mean, they're both absolutely fantastic races. We all gave each other a lot of space, and it was just a really fantastic battle to take part in.
I was going to say the main thing there being the fact that you guys gave each other space. You all knew what the score was coming to a circuit like this, and it's not easy to do it in these cars with how twitchy they are, but it must give you a hell of a lot of confidence knowing you can go wheel to wheel like that around somewhere like this.
Yeah, and obviously, like, so far this season, you know, us three, I think we've got total confidence in one another that we're not going to make contact. Obviously, I'm jinxing it for the final couple of rounds now, but you know, so far this season at least, it's been very good. And it's really fantastic battling against the pair of them. And then, you know, just driving by yourself, like, is such a challenge around the circuit. I mean, when I lost the lead, you know, I just hit a curb slightly wrong, and you know, they're taking advantage of it. You know, you lose a couple of tenths and then they're back past. So it was such an intense battle. I'm not sure I've been in much more intense battles than that ever.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's surely great to be a part of that, but also, as a result, you now come away from this and head to Summit Point with a 5-point lead in the championship. That must be quite rewarding as well, to say the least.
Yeah, in a way, like, I mean, I don't want to, you know, potentially clinch the championship based on the fact that I've done all the rounds and Jesper hasn't. So, like, if honestly, like, I wouldn't mind if we just went into the last round even points and just had a winner takes all, something like that. So I'm not too fussed really about having a lead, because I think if Jesper was out here today, obviously he would have been amongst us four. He could have been first, he could have been second, he could have been third or fourth. So I'm not quite sure. But yeah, it brings it back alive because he was getting away a little bit. because he's a very good driver, and I'd still say he's probably the favourite because when he puts his effort into it, he's the best driver in the series, as its wins have shown this season. But it'll be entertaining for you, at least for the last 2 rounds, I think.
Oh, absolutely. I really look forward to the final couple of races. Before we go, though, Sam, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout-out to before all that?
Thanks to my family. I think they're watching along, so I'm sure they were shrieking and getting overexcited during the race. So thanks to them for tuning in. Thanks to you for doing the broadcast. I imagine you were shrieking as well.
I was.
With what was going on out there. Thanks to Apex Racing Simulator, of course, for letting me use their rigs. And once again, just a big thanks to Jake and Lee, because I haven't had too many better battles than that in my 8 years of iRacing.
Love to hear it, Sam. Great to speak to you as always, mate. Well done on your 3rd win of the season, and we'll see you at Summit Point.
See you then.
Sam Fitzpatrick doing an excellent job tonight, and like he said, the room that those guys gave one another in the fights, I mean, we can see it on screen now, even with Taylor Adams. It was absolutely wonderful to see it. Let's speak to the driver that ended that race in 2nd place after qualifying on pole, Jake Cranstone. You must be still pretty pleased with big points tonight, Jake, but not quite the back-to-back wins that you were hoping for.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know me. Normally I would probably be a bit despondent at the moment, but to be honest, I'm just happy to have got to the end and had a fantastic race with Sam and Lee. So honestly, I'm very, very happy with the result.
I was going to say, it's, well, as I said in the driver's briefing, survival is more key here than really anywhere else. But as I've said to Sam, knowing that you can go wheel to wheel like that with those guys must be so rewarding to be a part of, because of the fact that even at a circuit like this you can still do it.
Yeah, I mean, your words from the briefing were ringing in my ear for the whole race. It was quite annoying, to be honest. Just every corner you go around, take it easy, survival.
Yeah.
And I was like, for God's sake.
Hey, nearly.
Yes. Yeah, that's what an hour and a half of that does. Nearly slipped up. Sam and Lee was absolutely fantastic. Obviously, with Sam, I had some more wheel-to-wheel moments, and absolutely fair play to him for leaving the space. We had some good fun. He just had so much more grip and pace than me at the end of that final stint. So, the win was definitely his.
I'm so sorry, Jake. I've just been massively distracted by the hilarity that's going on in Discord right now. But my face is nearly fallen off laughing at it on air. I wish I could show you all, everyone, but I really can't. Still, I mean, great championship so far for you, Jake. Getting right up there at the sharp end. 2 races left to go and not a lot in it at all. I mean, you're 10 points off Ericsson and only 15 points off Sam Fitzpatrick, so it's still open.
It is, but I think maybe 3rd is the settle at the moment. We'll see how the last couple of races go.
Well, Ben, as he does, has literally just updated the points, so very, very pleased to see that already. Anyone you'd like to give a shout-out to before we go?
Shout out to my mum, Ali and Dave watching along as well, and Ellen, of course, as always. Thank you to you. I see, did Jeff not get in here?
No, unfortunately not. His electricity, he had a power cut basically just before the driver's briefing, which is devastating.
I was trying to give him a good race for his love for Damon, but it didn't quite work for Paul, but there you go.
We'll see. Hopefully for the next one.
Yes. All right.
Well, thanks very much, Jake. Pleasure as always. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, cheers. Bye.
Well, there we go. Let's see, who else have we got to speak to? Kevin Zemstra isn't in there, which is a bit of a shame. I was hoping to speak to Kevin. Lee isn't in there. We've got, I tell you what, we always love a chat with Christian Rose, don't we? Shifty finishing in 6th place there. What a night for you, mate. In at the last minute, all the way through from the back of the order, top 6 and a good battle with it.
Mate, that was hard work. That was hard work. I am quite warm, to say the least.
I mean, even I am up here in the commentary box, mate, but I tell you what, behind the wheel tonight, it's one of those nights where you sort of wish that it wasn't even summer yet, but, British summers weren't quite as warm as they are sometimes.
Mate, it's brutally hot. I don't get it. Combined with, within being within inches of the wall, and for the last 20 laps having Alex welded to the back of my car.
I was going to say it was a two-seater
was
for most of it, wasn't it?
Oh, it was tricky. I felt a little bit sorry for him because I know he was so much quicker, but the damage really hindered him.
Yeah.
As soon as he got past, I could just walked past down the straight again with the superior top speed, and it's just a case of trying to hold on with limited practice running for me this evening.
Well, it certainly looked good either way, Shifty. I mean, it was great to see you go through the order like that. Just 2 races left to go this season, Summit Point and Motegi. Are you excited about either of those? Because I know they're quite Marmite circuits.
Summit more than Motegi. Not too keen on Motegi. Summit Point's great,
Yeah, I'm glad you think so, because I love that
MX5
place.
Cup's great. This has got a Mazda engine, so yeah, let's go with it.
Well, I look forward to seeing it, mate. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before you go?
Just yourself for running the series, especially to Alex and to Ben for the close racing tonight. There was lots of fun, and shout out to Pure Sims if you ever need to get sim gear. It's the place to be.
Smashing stuff. Well, I'm sure you'll be very happy. The boss did well on the weekend and all. Fantastic to speak to you as always, Shifty, and thanks for being a part of this, and hopefully we'll see you again very soon.
Cheers, mate. Take care.
Cheers. Christian Rose there. Fantastic night for him. Like I say, 10 places gained into 6th position this evening. A lovely, lovely run through the order. That is unfortunately all we've got time for here tonight from Boremula 1. A massive, massive shame we didn't get Paul back in the meantime. I'll obviously reconvene with him, and we look forward to having his company in one of the last 2 rounds of the season anyway. But that is it from Long Beach, and Sam Fitzpatrick takes the championship lead into the final 2 rounds of the season, where we look forward to having Jesper Eriksson back with us and see how that fight goes on. Thanks as always for the championship sponsors, Derbyshire Holiday Homes and Bottle of Scotch Racing. Thanks everybody for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in a week's time when we go to Summit Point. Have a good one. And look at Jochen Hahn and Antonio Albacete. The 2 of them go flying through the right-hand side, then the left-hand side. Jochen Hahn around the outside, and Lucas Hahn, no father and son, come together on the exit of turn 1.
And the best thing about this is the fact that it's still a 15-minute sprint race. They've not extended the time of the race. It's still just like, it's going to be, 7 laps of Spa-Francorchamps?
Yeah. We get to the real nitty-gritty of motorsport.
Crymsun and Smith are side by side for the title in the very final race of the season. So they go back up the hill towards the Schumacher. Nils Core clips the back at 10. Simon Povey clips the side of Nils Core. They go over the hill and Povey's around.
Oh my god, that's going to definitely be the thumbnail, isn't it? Hit me in the right direction. Thank you so much.
23 cars.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Goes to the right. Silas goes to the left. Across the line. It's going to be Which one's it going to be in
my
6?
God.
Tim's going to get it to the line. He's not going to get it. Oh no, Pete Newton's around.
Pretty tight. Jake Blackwell round the outside. He's going to keep it there, and now he's going to be on the inside.
Okay, Simon Price sees a gap in the middle, decides that no, that would be mental. Big accident, Simon. Simon. Cam Dance wins. Silas Craig Frolic wins. Jake Blackwell wins. Cranstone to take the win. But it's Jesper Eriksson, two-time champion of the CDM Formula 1 World Championship, is Cam Dance. And what a fantastic race. Amazing. Oh my God, I've missed this.